What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I'm really excited to give my input on should Brodie Smith be on feature cards. They talked about this on the Grip Block podcast. This is a little bit that they talked about that I also kind of secondary to that was a bit interesting, so I want to listen to that with you guys as well.
Has to figure out within his game. You know, I talked to him after the Battle for Bedford, and I was like, if you had a caddy who knew your bag and knew what you threw, how much would that have improved you? He said 10 strokes.
Yeah.
He's like, because sometimes I just step up to a lie and I don't have the experience or knowledge yet to know which shot I should pick and execute. So I'm just kind of left to my own devices. And he's like, if I had someone telling me, no, throw this with on this line, he's like, executing it's easy. I just don't know which disc to pick and stuff like that, which makes sense. I mean, he's been playing since January. Mm-hmm. None of us 7 months into this thing knew which disc to pick on which line.
Yeah.
And that comes with experience. But I'm curious to get your thoughts on him being on lead card and kind of what's the angle/goal of it.
Yeah, so this is an interesting subject because, disc golf has to, as we get more exposure, these events we're starting to come out with could be big for how we kind of are showing ourselves as a sport,
So I think they bring up some really good points here. So basically what I withdrew from listening to this was that Brodie Smith, from a player standpoint, if it was solely based on skill, the answer is, should he be on feature cards? Obviously not. But there's the other end of the spectrum where it's Brodie as a celebrity, as a personality, and as our ability to utilize Brodie to grow the sport as fast as possible. Brodie should obviously be on featured cards. So you have one extreme where it's clearly he's outclassed and should not be on feature cards, and then the other end, he obviously should be on feature cards because people want to see Brodie play. And one thing that they're clearly doing that a lot of people haven't talked about. So if we just jump over here, if you just type in D-Glow Brodie Smith, the first thing that comes up is my video of just him being like, D-Glow is getting crazy, who will win? Brodie knocks down Scuba from deep. But this stuff's just not really on YouTube the way that it should be. People should be able to watch Brodie a little bit more accessibly. I think we should, honestly, GK or Central Coast should just have a dedicated Brodie card. Even if he's on last card, if you're on Brodie's card, those 4 guys should get filmed. I think just so people have a chance to see Brodie play. I think people obviously want to see him play. I want to see him play. And Brodie's obviously not going to be on last card because he's definitely a bit better than that. I just think that people want to see Brodie play, and Disc Golf Pro Tour is trying to get people to pay for that DGPT membership, and they want people to watch the events live. And I get that, and I get they're trying to maximize on their business. But when you put Brodie Smith on those cards, you're giving a bit of a weird representation of the sport as well. And you're also kind of killing Brodie's confidence as well because you're putting him on a card with the best players in the world. So when we look at that, Brodie's, he shot a 10-20 rated round basically at the last big event, and the last Pro Tour event, not the most recent one, but the one before that. And, in his mind, he just shot a decent round because he's playing on cards with Paul McBeth and Drew Gibson and, the best players in the world, and Calvin Heimberg, and he's just outclassed. So it's killing his, his development a little bit. And it's also giving a weird look to the sport. The second we get someone famous in the sport, we're just exploiting them at all costs. And, I make videos about Brodie because people want to hear about Brodie, and I do a lot of Brodie content because I find it really interesting because I've been a Brodie fan since he was doing tutorial videos on how to throw an ultimate Frisbee forehand. I used to play ultimate Frisbee, so I feel like I get a free pass for making Brodie videos because I've been a Brodie fan forever. And even if he wasn't famous, but he's playing disc golf, I'd still think it's interesting that pro ultimate player transitioning to disc golf is still exciting for me. So, but I definitely, obviously, Disc Golf Pro Tour is exploiting the fact that Brodie's playing on cards, and they're always just putting him in the forefront and making him the face of what's going on, and they really shouldn't be doing that. And I think these guys make a really good point. They say that Brodie should be on like second feature card or third feature card or fourth feature card. So that's a plus. It's a win-win. So you're going to see different players on those cards playing with him. So we might uncover some new talent, some new exciting players to watch. Brodie's going to be playing with the not top 3 other players in the world, so it'll help his confidence. And then we'll have the ability as fans to watch Brodie play a little bit more accessibly than we do now. But that's my opinion on what's going on as far as should Brodie be on featured cards. And my answer is I think Brodie should be on a featured card, but I don't think he should be on the number 1 card. I think Brodie should be on that second card, be on that third card, be on that fourth card. And Brodie has the connections to easily have a card follow him, whatever card he's on. They should just film him, put it on the internet for everyone to enjoy. And then once he becomes good enough to be a top 25 player in the world, let him get that confidence to play at that high of a level, and then put him on the feature cards. And then you can make a big deal out of it, like, wow, Brodie really, he earned his spot on the feature card by doing what he's done for disc sports in general, and based on his following and foundation and being buddies with Paul and sponsor with Discraft and all that stuff's amazing. But you can't just slam him on the feature card every single time like they have been. But that's my thoughts on that. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. This is Iceberg TV, and take care.